guys, it's Amy, Dreadlock Mama RNY, and I'm doing a video for you that has been requested. I was asked to show another day of eating for you guys, so I have already started my eating for the day today. I think I'm actually going to film that part of the video tomorrow, but I actually had to get out of my pajamas and get dressed to go in town today, so I thought I would film the introduction now while I don't look like a maniac. Anyways, you might hear my boys too. They're on lunch break from homeschooling right now, so they're banging around out there in the kitchen. But I have been doing something new. Well, before I get into that, let me give you my stats. So I am 5'2". I am 41 years old. I had gastric bypass RNY surgery back on March the 12th of this year, 2018. And I started my journey with a supervised weight loss program about 6 or 7 months prior to that. I'm not sure how long. Anyway, so I dropped some weight before that, but my high weight was just a little bit over 300 pounds. I am currently weighing in at 177. So my weight loss has been pretty slow this past month, but I'm still dropping weight steadily. And that's one reason why I decided to make this video too. I wanted to talk to you about intermittent fasting. So some of you have heard about the concept of intermittent fasting. I like the idea of it because it kind of falls in with the natural rhythm of the way that I eat anyways, generally. But I've also been studying a little bit on the benefits for gastric bypass patients and intermittent fasting. So the other reason why I really like this concept is that it's not a diet. You're not changing what you eat. You're not depriving yourself or taking in any less calories. You're just giving yourself an eating window. And so what they're finding out is that it causes your body to use your insulin more efficiently when you do this. And with gastric bypass patients, it increases their absorption. Now, this is just one study, one primary study that I've read about this. I know that these things sometimes can be debunked later on. But I just thought I would try it out for myself, especially if it causes the protein absorption to be that much greater. I can't remember the percentage right now, but it's just astronomical. As you know from my previous videos, I've been struggling really bad with hair loss. My hair loss has gotten extreme to the point where I almost called my doctor because I've been so concerned. I don't know. I mean, you can't tell a whole lot. You can tell some baldness here, but I've got it kind of covered up. But I can't wear my hair down right now. I have great big bald spots where my loose hair meets my dreadlocks. The other thing that's really disturbing, and this is the point where I was like, maybe I need to call the doctor. I've got a couple dreadlocks that I might lose altogether. They may just fall out. So they're just holding on by a little handful of strands of hair. And I really, I had said that, that was the benefit of having dreads, is that at least I would keep those, but now I'm starting to wonder. That's not all over my head. Most of my dreads are holding in really well, but it's just a certain area that kind of extends from just below my ears up and around this wide area and down again is just getting so thin. I've got one dreadlock in particular that's just like hanging on by like 10 hairs. It's crazy. So I don't know if I'm even going to be able to keep it. Or how that's going to work. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. But I'm hoping that I've reached the pinnacle of that. I studied on it a little bit. It said you typically experience about 6 months of bad hair loss. And then typically after 6 months, that process starts to reverse itself. And I feel like I am seeing like new baby hairs. So my prayer is that I've already hit the pinnacle of that and it's going to be done, because if I lose any more hair, I'm definitely going to have to go buy some sort of a product to cover up the bald spots, because it's getting now where even when I pull it back, I'm having a hard time disguising that. I'm wearing a lot of like head wraps and headbands to cover it up and stuff. So anyways, so I'm really interested in increasing my absorption in whatever way that I can, whether that's of my B vitamins or my biotin or protein, all those things that help with your hair. So intermittent fasting, let me explain this really quick. Again, it's very simple. You just kind of give yourself an eating window, a shortened eating window. So a lot of people will do 6 to 8 hours, and anything beyond that point, before that point or after that point, you do not want to take in any calories. So you can still drink water, you can still drink black coffee, you can still drink sugar-free, no-calorie drinks, but you don't want to take anything in your body that has calories, because you will just basically sabotage the whole process. So you only eat calories between a certain eating window. My chosen eating window is from noon to 8 p.m. So I might shorten that down, and there's been a few days where that has been shorter, just because when noon rolled around, I was still busy with the boys, and I didn't get to making my food yet, so I didn't start eating till like 1:30. But you kind of want to keep your eating window consistent. Since I started it, which hasn't been, it's only been like 3 or 4 days that I've been doing this. So far, I have noticed at least a ½ pound weight loss every day. So that's much better than what I had been experiencing. I'd had several days, I'd get on the scale, nothing lost. You know, and of course, by this time, the amount that I'm allowed to eat is increased. I'm up to 5 ounces, which still isn't that much. But they also add in a few things, like they allow you to have whole wheat pasta, corn tortillas, rice, brown rice. To be honest with you, the only thing I'm tolerating right now in those starch groups, though, is rice. That's it. And I'm still limiting that even. So I'm not sure why my weight loss has slowed down. I know you're going to go through stalls. You're going to go through points where you lose quicker. I understand that. So anyways, so a couple benefits from this. Absorption, that's the primary one. The other benefit is that it's speeding my weight loss back up, I feel like. So I am going to film a day of eating for you tomorrow, talk a little bit more about how I work this out with intermittent fasting. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. I've got to run into town and do what I got to get done. But I'm happy to be back on here with you, and I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, guys, so I told you that I would film a day of eating. It is about 12:30, and I have decided to go ahead and break my fast for the morning. So I told you I'm doing intermittent fasting and go ahead and eat. So I'll show you what I'm starting out with. All of these products came from Aldi's, by the way. I almost exclusively grocery shop at Aldi's now. I love it, love it, love it. And there is so much there that's bariatric friendly. So first, I have just discovered this Chipotle chicken salad with premium white meat chicken. I love it. It has black bean, bell pepper, onion, celery, corn, all that goody good in it. And the stats are really great on it. I'm going to have about 3 ounces of it. I am 29 weeks out from surgery, so I'm allowed to have 5 ounces of food at this point. So that's pretty close to what the serving size is. That's going to give me only 3 grams of sugar in this. But I'm also going to get 7 grams of protein with that serving, so that's awesome. 10 grams of carbs. Anyways, love, love, love this stuff. I love anything spicy, and I like the little kick in it. I eat that along with these gluten-free black sesame brown rice crisps. So I am also allowed to have brown rice now. I'm supposed to be able to have whole wheat pasta and corn tortillas, but I cannot tolerate those things at all. I instantly get sick. So the only thing I've been able to tolerate so far out of the new starches or carbohydrates that they've allowed me to have is brown rice. So I really love these brown rice crisps. They are crispy brown rice and corn crisp with sesame, flax, chia, quinoa, and sea salt. A lot of great whole grains in these. So for about 12 of these crisps, you're only going to get 140 calories. Total carbohydrates would be 15 grams, 2 grams of protein. So as you can see, the stats on this, they're really great. I'm not going to eat 12 chips. Total sugar is less than 1 gram, which is awesome. So, but they really, really, really taste like the whole grain tortilla chips that Aldi sells. And I love, love, love them. I love them with salsa, but I love dipping them into the chicken salad. So that's primarily what I'm going to eat for breakfast, because I'm really not a traditional, like I have to have eggs for breakfast kind of person. It's just whatever I'm hungry for. I'll probably also have a few of these craisins for sweetness. For a long time, I stayed away from cranberries or craisins unless I could find some that had no added sugars, just because especially right after bariatric surgery, you're going to be super sensitive to added sugars, even in something like this. So, but now that I'm a little bit farther out, these aren't that bad. Of course, the total sugars, because there's natural sugars, is 29 grams, but the amount of added sugar, and I can't remember, I thought I saw it on here, wasn't that bad. And they do use cane sugar in these instead of refined sugar. But anyways, I just limit how much I have of these. I'll have a tiny little spot of them on my plate, just enough to get a little kick of tartness. I love to do that with cheese, and like I said, with these crisps or some pickles. I love to make just like a little relish tray and eat. That's one of my favorite things to do. So anyways, that's breakfast. I'll set that aside here. And then I've already drank some of my protein coffee. I'll drink on that throughout the day. I am too cheap to buy cold brew coffee. I bet it's probably a lot higher in caffeine and probably tastes a lot better. I don't know. But I just brew up coffee, Starbucks coffee, in my coffee maker. And then I let it sit in the fridge and cool off. And then what I do is I add some vanilla protein powder, a scoop of that. Again, this came from Aldi's. If you use 2 scoops, which is what you're supposed to use in a shake, you'll get 30 grams of protein. Sometimes I'll do that. Most of the time, if I know I've been getting plenty of protein, or I might have a protein bar later on in the day, I'll just do 1 scoop of the protein powder to get 15 grams of protein. I fill my cup with about 16 ounces of coffee or so, maybe not quite that much. And then I'll add maybe 4 to 6 ounces of coconut milk on top of that, and then I'll do just a little splash of sugar-free hazelnut, and like I said, a scoop of my powder. It's plenty sweet. Sometimes I don't even add in any of the creamer because I don't want that much sweet, but I really love to start my day off with that and then just kind of sip on it throughout the day. So that's what I'm having this morning, and I'll get back with you guys at lunchtime. Okay guys, for lunch I am getting ready to have a salad and a little bowl here. This is probably too much. I always have a hard time judging when I first start out making a bowl of salad, and I always end up getting too much, so I won't be able to eat all of this. But basically it's just some romaine with some grated up Monterey Jack cheese in there. I like to grate my own cheese because of the other stuff that they put into shredded cheese to keep it from clumping. That just kind of freaks me out a little bit to put that in my body, so I try not to do that. I put a little pinch of those craisins that I was talking about on there, a little pinch of sunflower kernels, roasted and salted. Again, all of this came from Aldi's. And there is some little bit of chopped up honey roasted turkey breast on there from Boar's Head. That's one splurge that I do have that I didn't get from Aldi's. Got that from somebody else as a gift. And then I'm going to use honey mustard dressing. And for a long time I thought I couldn't eat honey mustard, thought there would be too much sugar in it. But there's actually, where is it at? 6 grams of sugar. Excuse my funky nails, guys. I took off my pretty nails because we've been working on our new house, and the paint that I put on there will not stay on. So just gonna look over that. Okay, anyways, so this is for 2 tablespoons, and I don't use 2 tablespoons. I use about half of that, so it's gonna be about half of those calories and only 3 grams of sugar, so I'm pretty cool with that. A lot of times I'll even put the dressing on the side and just kind of dip the salad into the dressing. So that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. Okay guys, I got really busy and didn't get to film as I was getting ready to make my supper, so I did take a picture of it really quick once I realized that I was getting ready to dig into it and hadn't filmed anything yet. But this is what I had for supper. This is the gluten-free brand from Aldi's of chicken nuggets, and they are really awesome. I'm going to turn this over and we'll read kind of what's in them. Okay, so these are made with boneless chicken breast, with rib meat, cornstarch. The battering on them is rice flour and tapioca with cornstarch and spices. So these are awesome. Once you're able to have rice-based products, like I said, I can now at the number of weeks that I am out from surgery. There's no sugars in them. There's 12 grams of protein for a serving size of 7 nuggets, and I actually had around 10 nuggets, 210 calories, so I had a little bit over that. because, and that sounds like a lot, but they're little guys. I don't know if you can see that. They're just little nuggets. They're not great big chicken nuggets. So one thing you need to be careful with, these are actually real deal white meat chicken breast inside. They're not like the generic nuggets. So they can be a little bit dry inside. So take your time eating them. If you have problems with your food clumping and not wanting to go down, make sure that you go slow on those. And what I did, the other night I had these and I just kind of dipped them in a little bit of ranch or whatever. But tonight I actually took them and put a little bit of tomato basil marinara on them and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And it tasted like chicken Parmigiana because I've been missing stuff like that. So anyways, that was a nice little treat, but that's what I had for supper tonight. Check these out. This is the same brand of those rice flour crackers that I showed you guys, are basically almost like tortilla chips that had the sesame seeds in them. I love this brand, and there's a lot in that we can eat as bariatric patients.